I hope that I get that rice pudding feeling, or hope I get that rice. Hope I get that feeling of rice.
Love this choky Bourbon County style.
This week we're talking about Goose Island's Bourbon County Prop Day 2023. This is episode 127 of the Malting.
What's the hats on the hops? Got yeast and speeds. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Bullock, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
Hey, Brandon, how's it going, buddy?
Good, man. How are you? How are you
Great.
feeling?
I'm feeling better than I was feeling yesterday. So thanks for wanting to record today.
Nice. Yeah, it kind of worked out. I was gonna put Benjamin to bed, but then he begged Becca. He's like, "Come on, Mom, please."
This is how he sounds, by the way.
And then I was like, "Oh, you're gonna be." In my head, I was like, "She's gonna be stuck here for a while." But the last couple of nights, he's been passing out within 10 minutes.
Nice.
And we set up his new bed today.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Awesome. He loves it. He was very excited about the mattress that Uncle Tony got him. He's like,
"That's a gift from Uncle Tony, even though it's not, but I'll take it."
He's like, I was bringing it up the stairs, and he's like, "That's what Uncle Tony got me yesterday." And I'm like, "Uncle Tony brought it in the house. Uncle Tony did not get you this mattress."
No, man, that's my Christmas gift to him this year.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so he's finally out of his. It wasn't set up as a crib anymore. It was set up as a toddler bed.
Well, yeah, but it's the original crib that he was in that then turns into the toddler bed.
Yep. So now he's in a twin size bed, and he upgraded to. We got him the same foam mattress that we have on our bed that we've had for years.
Look at him,
and we love. The mattress is awesome. We loved it. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get him one of those because you don't need a box spring or anything, and it just lays
awesome.
right down. So and it was on sale. It was like $200 for the mattress. So I'm like, okay.
Nice.
It's the best mattress I've ever slept on. So,
well, speaking of sales, if you go on the Xbox Live Store, you can buy the original Contra for $2.
Really?
Yeah. How's that for sales? You spend $200, I'll spend $2. This is great.
Maybe I did. I ended up buying Bluey last night too. The game.
Yes.
And we were he was playing around with it, and I'm like, this game's actually kind of fun. It was cute. He liked it. And then it was kind of funny because then he started talking about Bluey again this morning. I'm like, oh, he's going to want to want to play the game again. He goes, no, I don't need the game. I want to watch the show. I was like, okay.
Nice.
We watched some Bluey. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, I have to finish that Ice Age Christmas short that I saw.
Oh, yeah.
When I came to meet you at your place when we were headed down, before we were headed down to Goose Island's Prop Day 2023. And that's what this episode is all about, baby. We were fortunate enough to go this year. I'm so bad with names, man. You were on the emails more than I was. Mm-hmm. Who got us in there?
I sent an initial email out. I don't recall who it was. I could go back and check. But then we were put in touch with Tom. Tom helped us out and kind of coordinated with us and got us hooked up then with Renee.
Yeah.
And Renee kind of got us the info that we needed, and we showed up. And poor Renee was late. Got stuck in traffic.
I was going to say, yeah, late only because of traffic.
Then we had the pleasure of meeting Kim from Goose Island. So Tom and Renee, and then they work for, I think, the public relations agency. They kind of a lot of the media stuff. And then Kim was an actual Goose employee. So she
was super awesome.
Met us at the gate, got us everything that we needed, went way above and beyond, making sure that we had everything that we needed, as we were coming in.
Yeah. It was wild.
And it was nice because we got in, a little bit early, a couple minutes early. She made sure it was okay before she gave us our first pours of Bourbon County, grabbed those for us. And then we just kind of wandered, and we're lucky enough to kind of find some of the vendors there that were happily just serving things up to the few people that were in there already. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. The whole experience was very cool, and I do feel incredibly lucky that we were able to get in there early, because the lines that formed of the things that you and I got to try, even after we first got in there, were insane. And these were just extra things. They weren't even for Bourbon County. The actual Bourbon County variant lines formed later in the day. So it was kind of nice. So I do think I've learned something now from this prop day in particular, is that if you want to get all the variants first, go and hit those first. Go and do that first. Go and try out the Bourbon County as the day goes on. Make your way to the other things that they have being offered there. One of the things that Brandon turned me on to, I already knew of the Co-op hot sauce, but they were doing pozole, and they also topped it with their Co-op hot sauce. I don't know if it was the actual Bourbon County collaboration. Do you know if it was?
It is. Yep.
Okay. That was, man, that hit this. There you go. That's the other thing I ate yesterday.
Yeah.
That hit the spot, man. That was like, the weather was great. If you were in the sun, it was fantastic. In the shade, it was a little cooler, but that's to be expected this time of year here in Chicago.
It wasn't terrible though.
No, it was much nicer from what we heard that last year's was, where we weren't at. Here we go, popping my bottle that I'm going to drink from. It was awesome. It really was. And Brandon and I think have always gone together. I don't think I've gone to a prop day without you, man.
Except for the one you went to with Clark when you got invited for free.
Oh, yeah. That's right. My bad. Sorry, buddy.
It's fine.
It's cool. I've never forgotten it, but yeah, fuck you, Tone. No, it's every prop day has been pretty remarkable, and this one didn't disappoint. Even if you and I did end up getting the passes.
I don't remember where the fuck I was. Like,
when then?
Yeah,
I don't know. It was very early.
I was out of town though. I know that.
And I know that Clark and I just started working at Inclusion Solutions, and he had never been to a prop day before. So that was kind of cool to like, hey, come and check this out. But this year, we got a chance to try one of the variants at Fobab, which was the backyard.
Correct.
Actually, do you have the variant list in front of you by any chance? If not, I'm going to pull it up right now.
Well, I mean, I know what they are.
I mean, I know what they are too, but I like to, have the
descriptors.
Yeah. 2023 lineup. Yeah, backyard. We got to try that at Fobab. So that one I wasn't like that. We saved for almost like one of our last pours or second to last pours, which is, I mean, I don't know if I said that. I mean, I know I've said it before about just fruited stouts in general. I don't like them. I don't like fruited stouts beers. And I will be honest, man, previous backyard or whatever, like Bramble. Bramble. I did not like them. It was just too fruity. It was too jammy for me. But this year's was, I'll save it until we get to that. Because the first beer that we did have when we got in there was a 2023 Bourbon County Brand Original Stout. Availability nationally in bottles and on draft. So I'm going to read this. I'm here on food and wine. I'm going to go off the food and wine stuff. Here we go. According to Goose Island, its flagship beer has notes. This is their flagship beer? Goose? No, it's not. I mean, Bourbon County's not a fucking. I mean, Honker's Ale is their fucking flagship. Flagship for Bourbon County, yeah, yes. Like the original, but it's not their. Okay, food and wine, get it together. Has notes of vanilla, cocoa, cherry, caramelized sugar, and almond. Was aged an average of 12 months in freshly emptied barrels from distilleries, including the likes of Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses, and Wild Turkey, which is pretty much every year. I mean, that goes without saying. And I'm not trying to like poo-poo it, but fucking Bourbon County. I mean, it's what I expect every year. Did not disappoint. Nothing stood out that was like, this is different than years past. It's what I've come to expect, and I'm always very happy to have it every year. Yeah,
it was, as always, really well done. A good mix between the beer and the barrel. And I think that's why, like, I consistently like, original The variants are great too, but the reason I consistently like the original is it's a well done beer, you know. And
Absolutely.
it's hard to knock it, you know, shit on Goose all you want, but like that's a solid beer.
I got to be honest. I feel like the days of shitting on Goose Island, like, okay, we get it. But I'm even when that all happened, I was never one who was like, "Look, Goose Island, they sold
No,
out."
yeah,
It was always something where I was like, "Okay, well, we'll see what happens." And then look what happened. It's become. I mean, Bourbon County is available pretty much in every state. You know what I mean? Like,
hmm
that's pretty rad. And there's so much available here in Chicago. It's so awesome. It's really nice to know that like the kings of barrel aged beer are no pun intended. I did not mean that. It's just like it's available on shelves and stuff when it gets released. And I really look forward to this time of year. It's really nice now too. You know, I know people like to bitch about, there's a nostalgia thing. We're waiting outside of Binny's from 5 a.m. Oh, there's the
5 a.m. The dudes that would go in there like midnight on like Thanksgiving.
Yes, that's what it turned into. But it's like, yes, I get it. It was probably great. And it was a lot of fun. But again, it's that whole nostalgia thing of like, it was a great time. You had an experience. Now times have changed. It's okay. It's okay that it's readily available.
Yeah.
I prefer it that way because what's nice? It's nice to be able to go into stores on Black Friday.
Had a normal time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and even that, there's still that party like, I got to get up early and go anyway, just because it's my tradition. That's my tradition of like, get up at like 8:00 and head out to Jewel.
You're already late, buddy. You're already late.
Get up and then head out there and grab whatever I wanted to get or grab everything. And, weeks later, there's some of the variants still available, and regular Bourbon County is readily available.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, guys. It's really not a bad thing to have good beer available all the time.
Agreed.
So with that being said, Brandon, what did you crack open, by the way? Because you and I both cracked open a Bourbon County from this year.
I broke into Goose Island Bourbon County Brand Stout 2023 beer that is of the variant
Jesus Christ.
of proprietors.
Do you have the description of it? Or do you want me to read it?
Proprietors. It's delicious. On the bottle, it actually says stout aged in bourbon barrels with raisins, cassia bark, brown sugar, toasted rice, and natural flavors.
The intended effect of it is to invoke the taste of rich rice pudding, according to this Food and Wine article. I'm so
interesting.
Yeah. That was that was towards the end. We finally tried prop. What do you think of this year's prop?
I like this temperature. This is really good.
By the way, I'm not drinking prop. I'm drinking something else, and I like it more at this temperature as well.
Yeah, because I think we were getting yesterday at prop day. We were getting a lot of cinnamon. And a lot of cinnamon. Cinnamon is very subdued. I'm getting a lot more raisin.
That's what I wanted to hear. I was hoping that was going to be
raisin more. And brown. Yep, raisin and brown sugar are kind of the more prominent thing. Cinnamon is definitely still there because it's hard to hide cinnamon once you put it in something. But it is much more pleasant at this temperature. And I've literally, just had it sitting in the basement.
Yeah, so the one I cracked open was, what do you think I cracked open, Brandon?
Bananas Foster's.
Of course. 2023 Bourbon County Brand Bananas Foster Stout, which was the first variant. That actually was other than, regular Bourbon County, that was the first one that we had. And I'm going to read what Food and Wine says. First released in 2017 as that year's proprietor stout, this beer with notes of ripe bananas, toasted almond, brown sugar, and cinnamon is finally making its national debut. To achieve a profile befitting of its dessert's namesake, the beer is brewed with real bananas, 3 different kinds of almonds, cassia bark, and other natural flavors. I'd also like to point out that Goose Island, especially with the Bourbon County beers, have really leaned into cassia bark for a lot of their variants, and
I was just thinking the same thing.
Not mad about it at all. I love it, and I think we've talked numerous times about the 27 prop on here, and just us hanging out and talking. I know it's one of Clark's favorites, if not his favorite. It's my favorite, and I think I've tried remaking this as well with an overripe banana. It's tough to do that in French press, but we should definitely give it a try. I will say, same thing. I popped it. The beers have been sitting out since yesterday, and I threw it in the fridge for like 45 minutes, and it got just cool enough to make it like cooler than room temperature. And I'm getting way more banana than just cinnamon. Lovely. Even the smell on it, man, it's just like ripe bananas. It's so good. It's one of the best barrel aged beers and variants that have ever happened. And now, spoiler alert, out of everything that I tried this year, Goose Island, this is number one on my list.
Yeah, I think I probably agree with that. It's my favorite.
I do need to try prop a little bit warmer, so that might change. I don't know.
No, I don't think it would. It's still really good.
I know you.
It's still really good, but like just the Bananas Foster's, the way it was served yesterday was fantastic. So
even being cold, it was still very much what I expected and what I had hoped for. So,
do you know, is Clark? Did Clark win any allotments? Or
everybody won allotments. I think that we know.
Did he get Benny's or what did he get?
I think it's Benny's. But I'm not sure what his plan is. I do know that he's already planning. He told me when he goes out on Black Friday, I almost said Good Friday. When he goes out on Black Friday, he's going to grab like 3 of these. And I texted him yesterday. I go, stick with your plan. It's a good idea.
Yeah. I think this is Bananas Foster is the only one I'm really going to go out and try to find. Because and I told you, I 100% want to make ice cream with it.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm probably going to grab, we'll get into that when we get to the other ones, but yeah, this one I'm definitely looking forward to having more of. I feel a sneeze coming on. And that's why we have me on the mic.
Way to go.
Thanks. Right after that. So Bananas Foster, fantastic. Right after that, though, we headed down. We passed where the cigars were. We did get to try some bourbons also. We kind of left that out. We did get to try, you had an Angel Envy cocktail, a warm cocktail.
I did. And
do you remember what was in it?
Yep. I actually took a picture of the recipe card.
Way to go, man. Way to be smart.
It was called a Fireside Brew. So an ounce of Angel's Envy, 3/4 of an ounce of apple cider, 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of maple syrup, and 1 sprig of rosemary. And they also put in a dehydrated orange,
as well, dehydrated candied orange,
as well as they smoked a cinnamon stick and then dropped that in there.
It was pretty tasty.
It was, so much to the fact that I'm strongly considering making this for Christmas Eve.
Cool. I will come by.
You should.
I'll stop by for a cocktail before I do the rest of the Christmas Eve stuff I do. It's actually not a bad idea. We should do that.
Goodbye. Maybe you'll see Santa. You never know.
What? Santa? Are you there? You bringing us more Bourbon County? You brand a bottle of Angel's Envy? Hey,
motherfuckers.
Hey, leave out some Krampus. Leave out a Krampus candy and, make a cocktail with an Angel's Envy for him. I think Santa would be real happy if he got that.
Yeah.
Santa might not wake up early, though. And then I just had their rye, a neat rye of theirs, I think is what it was. And it was very tasty. That was fantastic. And then we also got to try, I always forget their name. I forgot it all day yesterday. Do you remember it? The other bourbon we had?
Oh, Bardstown.
Mm-hmm. We had their collaboration with Goose Island, which was very good. And then their other one, which I also forgot the name of. Help me out here, Brandon.
It's the series that I can't remember. It starts with a D.
Yeah.
Deliverance, divine, something.
Duty, delicious is what that should be called, because that's what it was. It really was good. Super smooth, very delicious.
Oh, Discovery. It was their Discovery series.
Damn it,
We're
yes.
dumb.
I can't believe we keep. How do I keep forgetting that? Yes, the Discovery number 8 is what we tried, and I might make it my goal to go out and find that, and maybe get you and I some bottles of that. Maybe that'll be a Christmas gift for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Surprise!
So they had
a terrible gift, right?
Yeah, no. So they one of the things that they told us was that they were showing us the mash bill. The bottles have the mash bill and of the original beers that they blended. So Discovery number 8 is 66%.
Not beers. Not beers.
No, not beers.
Yeah.
So the first one we did try was actually a bourbon that they did that they age in used Bourbon County barrels. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so 66% of it was a bourbon from Kentucky that was aged 12 years. 17% was one from Indiana, aged 7 years. 11% was one from Ontario, aged 12 years. And that was 100% corn.
That's so insane.
And then 6% is one from Indiana, and that was a 6-year. And that one
wasn't there a weeded one in there, or he was talking about a weeded bourbon at some point? Oh,
maybe.
I think it was another year. It was a number, not another year, but not the one that we had.
And one of the cool things about it was, or not cool things about it, but one of the things that Tony and I both noticed was like that one was a lot smoother than the Bourbon County one. We're not knocking it. Like the Bourbon County one was good, but it had more of the heated burn.
Yeah.
And the blend, the Discovery blend, had more of the heat and less of the burn.
Yeah, and it was super smooth. Like the Bourbon County one, and I agreed with the gentleman we were talking to, and too bad I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. He was very nice. The Bourbon County one was like he was saying, that's the one, it's a Sunday afternoon, fall day, like, the day it was. You put your feet up, you pour that, and you're sipping on that for a while. You know what I mean? Like, and that's that. I felt like that was a great description of how to enjoy that. Whereas the Discovery one could be almost an everyday type, I'm going to have a glass and call it a day and that's it, or you can make cocktails with it as well. It was very tasty. Very good.
Agreed.
So from there, so we did that first. Then we had Bananas Foster. Moving on from Bananas Foster, walking past where the cigars were, we ended up over at the far end of Fulton Avenue, where they had the Bourbon County Eagle Rare 2-year Reserve Stout. It says, according to Food and Wine, aged for 2 years in barrels specifically from Buffalo Trace's 10-year-old Eagle Rare bourbon. This entry is described as having notes of robust oak, toasted almond, and warming vanilla. This one, to me, in particular, is the most barrel-forward Bourbon County I think I've ever had. And it's tasty. I liked it. It is, if you know somebody, and again, this was served cold, so I'd like to see maybe I'd like to see having that a little bit closer to room temperature, how that would taste. I'm hoping, because my only thought about that one was that I felt the barrel was so much there, which is great when you're doing a barrel aged beer. It almost overtook the base beer of Bourbon County.
Yeah.
It's not like I lost what I wanted, some of those notes of Bourbon County, but that could be because of how cold it was. So again, that's what I'm looking forward to having again, a little closer to 50 degrees, and see if that barrel is blended more with the Bourbon County, because I feel like if it is, that one might stand out as a top one for me. It was still very tasty though.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised how much barrel actually came through on that. I wasn't disappointed. I liked it for what it was, but kind of in the same camp of wishing there was a little bit less of the barrel, a little bit more of the beer. Because again, you don't want a barrel aged beer where the beer gets lost. Because if you want to just taste barrel, go get the bourbon.
Right, and that's kind of how I felt. I felt like Bourbon County kind of got lost in that, but
it's a cheaper version of drinking Eagle Rare.
You should know you have a bottle.
I do.
Yeah, dude. Look behind you.
My precious.
What we need to do is do a side by side.
No, if any of us procure one.
I'll tell you this. There's a good, as much as I said what I'm going to do, I will probably end up buying everything.
Are you going to, tomorrow's your last day to do the Benny's allotment?
I'm just going to go to Jewel, man. Because, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to buy everything, but I'm going to buy some of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was, that was, Eagle Rare is good. I'm looking forward to trying it, like I said, closer to room temperature.
Yeah.
From there, well, after running into some friends, which was very nice and kind of unexpected, that was cool to hang out and, see some people. We also did not run into Joe. Sorry, Joe. Our number one fan.
It's so funny. Like, that's how it always works out.
I mean, we saw him last 2 times at Beer Under Glass, so we had that going for us.
But like it was funny because like we were camped out in a couple of spots for a decent amount of time,
I know. And just, it's funny that we did not run into him, and yet we ran into other people. So, sorry, Joe. Next time.
Ran into my buddy Kreshmir that I hadn't seen in God knows how long. It's been ages, and he was with his brother. That was fun to run into them. So
nice.
Yeah, so then we took a little walkie poo. Where'd we go?
I feel another sneeze coming on. I was getting ready to be like, hey, you run it. It is so close. I don't know what's going on right now. I feel now it's late, like it's getting later in the evening. I'm starting to feel congested. I hate this. We walked.
There's like black mold in your place in the walls.
I hope not, bro. That'd be awful. We took a walk. And we passed the free ring, or the ring toss, which was was it
prop toss?
Prop toss, yes, which is a ring toss. So you got 3 chances. The line was very long when we got there. You basically had a chance to throw 3 rings on top of a bottle. If it lands on a bottle, you get a chance to go and get, I think was 2013 and 2014 prop, or the 2015 rare in the wooden box. I might be wrong about that year for rare, but I think it was 2015, the first time they did it in the wooden box. I was told for $10. Which, had I known that, I probably would have gotten that line too, because it's not terrible.
No,
definitely. I thought it would, because I saw like you pay only if you win, and I was like, oh, well, I don't know how much that's going to be. Like, I didn't really want to spend much more money, but that's really cool. Like, what a cool idea to do the toss for that. So that was kind of cool. But we ended up going on the other side, where we passed the new production facility of Old Irving.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was super cool to see. I did not realize how close they were going to be to Goose Island. So that was.
I told Matthew I was really tempted to throw a sticker on their nice clean door, but I wanted to leave it clean. He was appreciative of me not defiling their place.
Yeah, I figured they like us. That might make them not like us.
But if I would have brought a magnet, that would have been a different story. Throw a magnet on that metal door.
Also, that actually would have been way better. They had the big train car out there.
The Goose Island train car. It is.
Yes. Not Old Irving. Old Irving doesn't have a train car yet. Where they were pouring prop 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Which is super cool. What a cool way to, like, use your tokens to have like other props. That's awesome. They had those on tap. We got in line there. Again, that line started getting long because we also saw over, just beyond where that was, the Angel Envy Bourbon County line was incredibly long.
Indeed.
It was even longer when we got into it finally after having prop. So you already read what prop was, but my impressions were very cinnamon forward. So I'm looking forward, again, having that one a little less cold.
You got a couple of them there.
Yeah, I got 2. I'm actually sharing one with Clark in 2 days.
No, you're not.
I'll let him know.
Never.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. Do you want to know what? By the way, do you want to know what Food and Wine's description of prop was?
No.
Good, because
yes.
I already read it earlier when I was going off of what you had already said. So that was good. Like, after that, like we hung out for a while. That side of the street, or that street, was sunny and it was nice, and we ended up hanging out there for a lot longer.
Agreed. Yeah, that was like significantly different in the amount of, or like in the temperature. It literally seemed like it was like you were in two different places. But it was super cool.
Yeah, it's
That
like a
they
10-degree difference.
and they hadn't done that unless they did it last year. Like the prop days that we've been to at that location were not like that. They did not have it set up where you could literally go to like the other side of the street. So kudos for them for like securing that. And then I kind of thought in my head, I'm like, they're probably only able to do this because Old Irving currently is not producing out of that location. So when they start, might not be able to do this anymore. So.
Or that's when
They shut down.
They do the Krampus Carnival is happening at the same time near the production facility, and prop days happening. It's just a combined thing. What a great idea, Matthew. Let's get on that. So after we had prop, we all agreed kind of the same thing. It's very good. I was tempted to go back and get the damn it, what's that? A Spumoni. I forget which year that is. I was going to look it up, but I was very tempted to use a token on getting the Spumoni prop because I remember that one being just really, really good. We ventured over and we got into the line for the Angel Envy. We figured out why, by the way, that line ended up being as long as it was once we got there. The Angel Envy variant was not on tap. They were literally opening up cases and opening bottles and pouring for people.
Well, so was Eagle Rare, just so you know.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So what was
sure?
fun? Yeah, because what was funny is when I was in the back, I put my drink down on a box behind that thing, and I looked down, and it was just boxes of the Eagle Rare. I'm like, somebody could and security wasn't even around. I was like, somebody could come up here and just swipe a bottle and walk away. I'm like,
seems like a really bad idea. Yeah,
I'm not that person. Like, I respect Goose enough, and like they were gracious enough to allow us to come. So it was like,
heads up for next year, Goose. Tighten up that security just a little bit,
or hide your beers.
Yeah. So this is a 2023 Bourbon County Brand Angel's Envy 2-year cask finish stout. This is the description that Food and Wine is giving. The Bourbon County lineup's first cask finish stout spend a year in formal. Okay, let's try this again. English. The Bourbon County lineup's first cask finish stout spend a year in former Angel's Envy bourbon barrels before another year of aging in ruby port wine barrels, culminating in a stout with notes of cherry, spice, and cocoa. And that is correct. That is exactly what I got from it. And if I had to go between those two specific barrel beers, the Eagle Rare and the Angel's Envy was the one that was my favorite.
Yeah, mine too. And it was funny at one point when I think it was probably right in the beginning when I took a sip, I was really, really terrified that the cherry was going to be the cough syrup. And I was like, oh no. And then there was a couple times I was taking sips and I'm like, this is kind of like a flat cherry Coke, like with some barrel, like
interesting.
But it was like, cause I was getting like that cherry cola kind of flavor to it, like mixed with the beer. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I did enjoy it. I'm having a hard time like thinking if I'm gonna go back and get a bottle of that. I probably will. But yeah, I like literally the only thing on my mind is like getting as much Bananas Foster's as possible.
I'm with you on the Bananas Foster's part. It's funny because the Angel's Envy is the one that I know for sure that I was going to go and grab.
I mean, I'll get that 10 like over any of the other ones, by far. So
yeah, I would. My plan is a couple Bananas Foster's, like 2 of them. Eagle Rare 1, Angel's Envy 1. That's pretty much where I'm at on that. I'm not rushing out to get a regular Bourbon County because we just tried it. I'll probably grab that in a week or so.
That'll be around for months to come, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, and it's nice. I mean, like that's a great beer to have around like Christmas too, or like as you're leading up for the holidays when you go to holiday parties, grab a bottle of Bourbon County and bring it, and no one's gonna be mad you show up with a bottle of Bourbon County. No one's gonna be like, no thanks. Unless like they're done for the night. That's the only time I think they'll say no thanks.
My family would be like, "The fuck are you doing? Where's the Jaeger? Where's the Jameson?"
Guys,
sorry,
chill out. I got Bourbon County. It's cool. And then at the very end, we headed over to the 2023 Bourbon County Brand Backyard Stout, according to Food and Wine. A reboot of 2013's Backyard Ride, which was aged. Let's try that again. A reboot of 2013's. This Bourbon County is hitting me a little harder than I was expecting. I had beef stew and mashed potatoes tonight for dinner. I don't know why this base wasn't laid down better. A reboot of 2013's Backyard Rye, which was aged in rye barrels and made with mulberry. This bourbon barrel-aged stout has notes of chocolate, vanilla, and berry fruit. Which berry fruit? A year of aging, the beer was finished with mulberries, boysenberries, and marionberries. 2013's Backyard Rye was the last fruited barrel-aged beer from Goose Island that I really liked, except for whichever one had orange in it, Midnight Orange.
Yep.
That was the only other one that I liked. Any other time the fruits were in it, that's just my palate, though. Mike and I, my brother-in-law, had a 2013 Backyard Rye, I think in like 2014, on a camping trip, and we cracked it open. We absolutely loved it. It was great.
I don't think, I definitely don't have, I don't think I have that.
You might.
I don't know anymore.
You might. You should just actually just go in and figure out at least what Bourbon counties you have, man. Take it.
Yeah, I'm really upset that I spent like hours one night doing an Excel sheet of like using an app and like scanning in all the beers and like literally had a tracker. And the cool thing about it was it synced with Untapped. So if I would check into a beer that was on my list, it would ask me if I went back to the list, hey, did you drink this? Should we take it off your list? But then I stopped doing that.
Well, the majority of us stopped checking in every beer we had. Only because it's like, oh, we've had this before. Or it's like, yeah, okay, we're just hanging out drinking. I don't need to check it in. But it's funny, I will check in a Coors Light every now and then if I'm at a sporting event. I want everyone to know I'm drinking a Coors Light tonight, baby. I will say this. During FOBAB, and I don't know if we talked about this in the FOBAB recap, but during FOBAB, I got less fruit from it, and I enjoyed it. I think I did talk about it because it reminded me of Revolution's Death by Fruit series. This time I got more fruit, a little bit more jammy, but it still was not off-putting. It was very tasty. I'm not sure if I'm going to grab another one. I'm going to see how I feel after I have the one that I currently have. Mm-hmm. I might save that one. I want to pair it with something as far as like cooking goes. I'm not sure what, but I feel like having that as like a dessert beer after having maybe something rich, but you also, it's okay to still have something like, Bourbon County has its own sweetness and it's very full and full bodied. Having that fruit in there too, I think it would be a nice like after dinner split the bottle type of beer. Maybe with you, Brandon. Maybe we'll have some steaks.
Tomahawks?
They're 40 right now. There's $40 tomahawk steaks over at Shop and Save.
Buy them all.
You got it, buddy.
Apparently, I do have. I might still have a 2013 Backyard. I would be curious to do a side by side with a 10-year difference, like
especially because you are 10 years out of that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't you have You have a 2014 or 2013 Bourbon County?
I think 2013.
Did we say we were going to age it for another 10 years?
Yes. Oh, I might have a 2012 too, actually.
I feel like maybe we should drink one of those.
Yeah.
I just want to drink one of your old Bourbon Counties again. After that, our gracious hostess also stopped by and gave us another token, which was nice. So we had a bonus pour, and I went and spent that on Bananas Foster.
I think we did the same thing.
Yeah, we did. We went and got Bananas Foster, and that was. So I'll do this as we wind down here on this very fun prop day. I almost said plop day. Prop day 2023 experience. I'm going to rank them right now, and I'm going to see where you do it. By the way, none of these to me were bad. They were not bad, but right now, as I'm ranking them, it's just based on, oh, hey, Aggie. I'm just ranking it on my personal preference, on how I enjoyed them. I will say this. I am going to leave off regular Bourbon County. It's just, I think we've done that before when we've had, I think when we did our build your own media. Oh, Knocking on the mic now too. I think we did that last time we did the Build Your Own Media Kit too. We did not include regular Bourbon County, so I'm not going to include regular Bourbon County in my rankings here. So here we go. This year's 2023 Bourbon County lineup ranked by one of your hosts, Tony Golick. Number 1, Bananas Foster. Fantastic. Love the banana. Love the cinnamon. Having it a second time, it is very much reminiscent of the 2017 prop, and I think this might be the one that is the best as far as adjuncted variants go from Goose Island. Next for me is going to be the Angel's Envy. I thought that one was fantastic. You, especially with it being a cask finish, you got that cherry, a little bit more barrel, which is very nice. It's just super tasty. Following that up, Prop 2023. Very good. I'm looking forward to having that again so I can get a little bit more raisin. Very interested in that. I hope that I get that rice pudding feeling or hope I get that rice. Hope I get that feeling of rice.
Love this chunky Bourbon County style.
No, I hope I get the actual like experience of like, a beer that's got like the taste of rice pudding. I mean, that's that the prop is always, a nicely adjuncted beer. And then after that, I would put the Eagle Rare, which is, again, something I'm looking forward to trying while it's a little bit closer to room temperature. And after that would be Backyard. Backyard's only at the bottom because fruited stouts and me don't always get along. But this one is very tasty. I'm looking forward to having it again.
So I had literally the exact same lineup, and the only two that I was flip-flopping on were the last two. Like, I can't decide if I was,
As I was saying it, I wasn't sure if I still am kind of like flip-flopped on. I'm not. I think like Backyard and Eagle are kind of the same for me.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to try it again.
Yeah, both of them I think will be interesting to try again. It'll be nice. But yeah, it was. Prop day was awesome. Such a good time. The other cool thing was I found out, by the way, Brandon, had we gone in and went into the bottle shop, those other bottles that were available, what was it, the Double Barrel, Angel's Envy, and Eagle Rare, they were all $30.
Oh.
I wish I knew that.
The Double Barrel.
That's exactly...
You're like, I'm not paying $80 for a Double Barrel.
I mean, not that I wouldn't. I just couldn't afford it right there and then. It's like, but man, $30. I would have dropped $30 and get another.
Hey, Goose, can we get a Double Barrel for Tony?
Can we go back? Can we come back real quick and be like, hey, we got those prop day badges. Can you stamp
it for me?
Yeah, please. But yeah, overall, man, it was a great experience. What was your take on the whole prop day?
I loved it. I enjoyed it. Was super happy to be there. Weather was perfect. The staff helping us, everyone was like super, super nice. So I was glad. It was an overall good experience, and it was super easy to get out of there when we decided to leave. Like we left earlier than the event, ended, but that's kind of become our thing, is just to do what we want to do, try what we want to try, and then get out. And again, we were welcomed guests, so we don't want to overstay our welcome either.
But we definitely took advantage of our time being there, and we had a great time. And thank you, Goose Island, for inviting us. It was a lot of fun. We look forward to future events, and definitely another prop day. I mean, I always look forward to what the next year is going to be after this year's has been consumed. You know what I mean? Like,
and prop has become, like, I think one of my favorite things that they do, just because not only that it's a Chicago only beer, but the fact that they, it changes so often. I mean, it changes every year, but it could be a completely different, type of stout. Because prop is the one that they let staff pick, right?
Correct. They all come up with their own. I think they start doing it in January. They start doing things, and it's nice that Bananas Foster. I don't think this is the first one that was a prop that turned into a regular one. It might be the second one. I could be wrong, but it would be nice to see the Spumoni or the strawberry coconut ice cream bar one also become a variant in future releases, because I would like to have those again fresh. And I feel like after doing it with prop, they could probably even fine tune it and tweak it a little bit more to be exactly what they want. And this one is, I mean, Bananas Foster is the best. It is the best. It is honestly the best variant I've ever had. It, if I had to choose variants and out of all the bourbon counties I've had, this would be number one, and Double Barrel would be number two.
Yeah, I would. I think I might have a 2017 prop still. I think I would definitely love to do a side by side with that.
I think you do.
I probably do.
I'm pretty sure you also have every single one of your bourbon counties from last year.
Yeah, probably.
You might even have two of each.
Some of them, definitely.
I think most of them, dude. Guess we got to crack into one of those old Fitzgerald barley wines this year before the year's over. What are we doing for New Year's, Brandon?
We're partying.
Crack open that giant Wood Stout I got. Hey, I think I'm coming up with a plan for New Year's for us.
There you go.
All right, well, Goose, thank you so much. Goose Island, it was awesome. We thank you for inviting us and bringing us there as media. We know it was a short list, and we were happy to be a part of it. And thank you very much. And we look forward to next year. Hopefully, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And everybody, by the time this is out, this is the Monday after Thanksgiving. So
hope you got your prop.
Hope you got your prop. And if not, go check all your, prop in Chicago. And everybody else listening in the United States, I don't know if Bourbon County makes it outside of the United States. I don't have that information in front of me. I do know that's nationally distributed.
It makes it to Hawaii. I know that. I mean, that's the United States, but it blew my mind that I saw bottles of Bourbon County in a store in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, go out there and get these variants while they're still there. As much as they're out there, not all of them last as long as others. So definitely go and find the ones that you want. And, cheers, everybody. And happy post-Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Trying to think of something like clever to say, like, hope you didn't get stuffed too hard.
You kind of left me hanging on that. I was hoping it was going to be. Oh, by the way, the prop glasses are also very fucking cool. These are the best prop glasses they've ever had.
I'm just going to sit there and do an awkward stare.
Well, you did it, and thanks. These prop glasses this year have like an embroidered, protruding prop day, and then on the other side is like the blue prop day or prop bottle Goose Island.
So I just refilled my glass. I'm not going to sip on it so I can take a picture.
Awesome, because this is a never-ending bottle for me, and I am going to finish it, and I can't believe it. This is how I like enjoying Bourbon County.
Well, I literally just filled this back up, so like that's the rest of it, and I want to take a picture. So.
There we go. So yeah, take a picture of your glass. And that's what we use for the photo. Don't throw the bottle in there because I'm not going to take a picture of my bottle.
Cool.
Take a picture of the goddamn glass. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Happy Prop Day. Happy Thanksgiving. We look forward to the rest of the, we're coming up to Christmas beers, the Maltese. This is the end of the year. Clark did tell me his one appearance this year. He and I joked about it. He will be available for the Maltese. He will make himself available for the Maltese.
Oh, now we just got to make sure to invite him to the Maltese.
Let's see if that happens. We'll see if that happens. Maybe Matthew's going to come in. Actually, Matthew should probably be on the Maltese this year. I think so. All right, that sounds good. We'll pick a Saturday and do that. All right, Brandon. I love everybody.
Love you too, man.
Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.